Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This time we have Vice President Kamala Harris up against Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. So Harris definitely is a weaker candidate than Joe Biden, that's no doubt. She's constantly trailing him in the favorability polls by about 5%. So I do think that's going to definitely hurt her in this election prediction. I do think Ron DeSantis would have a narrow edge against her. We'll see how the map plays out. The Electoral College can be a bit tricky at times. But I think I filled in all the safe states. I forgot Colorado. That's for sure safe blue. It's just getting more and more liberal every election cycle. It's just going to keep trending Democratic. All right, let's start off with the first few states. So Iowa and Ohio, again, she's just so disapproved of in both these states that they're just straight up safe red. DeSantis will easily carry them by over 10 points against Kamala Harris, who really has no shot in either two of these states due to her lack of populist appeal. In Florida, it's DeSantis' home state, so obviously he would win it by about like 15 points, or no, maybe not 15, probably around 13 points, I would say. I think it would go down a bit because there'll be higher Democratic turnout in a general election. But again, he did very well with voters in the 2022 midterm. He won the state by 20. So I just don't think Harris would be competitive at all in the state of Florida. In the state of Texas, I think DeSantis probably wins it by 7 to 8 points against Harris. It trends a little bit Republican this election cycle just due to how weak of candidacy of Harris would go. In the state of New Mexico, I think we could see it actually go down to just a lean margin. I think that DeSantis would have pretty decent Sunbelt appeal. He'd probably do a bit better with Latino voters because, again, Harris trails Biden by a few points among Latino voters. She's always constantly trailing Biden by like -5 in these favorabilities. So I do think she'll underperform him in this state. In North Carolina and Georgia, I think DeSantis just pretty much easily wins both the states. He wins North Carolina by 3 to 4, probably around 4 points, and he wins Georgia by about 2. Again, there's a lot of Democratic trends here, but I do think he pulls off a victory against her. In Virginia, she only wins the state by about 2 to 3 points. She massively underperforms Biden here just because of her kind of just weak appeal to independent voters who really dislike her. So I think she definitely underperforms there. In Nevada and Arizona, I think DeSantis pretty much easily wins Nevada by about 2 points, and he narrowly wins Arizona by about 1.2% against her, just because, again, I just don't think moderate voters would like Harris that much, and I do think DeSantis will probably do pretty well in the debates against Harris. We've seen her crumble before to the likes of Tulsi Gabbard in the past. So Harris isn't the best debater, so I do think that would definitely hurt her with a lot of swing voters. In Nebraska second, still think she pulls off that narrow victory. It's still a very trending Democratic district, so I don't think DeSantis wins it quite yet, unless polling suggests otherwise. In Maine and New Hampshire, again, I still think she pulls off a likely victory in Maine while losing Maine second by a likely margin. While in New Hampshire, it'll be a bit closer. I could see it going down to a tilt margin, but I still think she pulls it off by like 10,000 votes against DeSantis because he is very socially conservative, and New Hampshire is a socially liberal state with a lot of swing voters, which will make the state pretty close, honestly. Okay, just 4 states left. Minnesota, I see only being a 4 point victory margin. While I see Wisconsin. Did not mean to click Iowa. Wisconsin going to DeSantis, and Pennsylvania going to DeSantis, each by lean margins. Probably Wisconsin goes to him by about 2%, Pennsylvania by about 1.2%. And the state of Michigan, just because of the trifecta, still think it goes to Harris by a tilt margin. So overall in this, I think DeSantis might have a chance at the popular vote. Maybe he carries it by a percent. But yeah, Harris just loses because she's just a lot more unpopular than Joe Biden in these favorability polls. There's no doubt about that. I don't think she would be able to win a general election against a candidate like DeSantis or Trump, someone who's just a decentish candidate. But She only have a chance against a weak Republican. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.